What would drive a mother to kill her own 6 children in their sleep, and then try to take her own life? This isn't a horror movie. This happened. And the most chilling part? She worked for the Queen. In this video, we're diving into one of the most gruesome crimes of Victorian England, committed by a woman trusted by royalty. You'll learn about Mary Ann Brough, her chilling secret, the horrific night that shocked a nation, and the twisted mystery behind her madness. Stick with us till the end as we unravel a murder so dark it left the Queen herself haunted. It was the summer of 1854 in the quiet English town of Epsom. Tucked away from the bustling heart of London, the home of Mary Ann Brough looked like any other, ordinary, serene, and filled with children's laughter. Mary Ann was no stranger to children. In fact, she had been trusted with the most precious lives in the British Empire, those of Queen's children. Once a royal wet nurse, she was responsible for feeding and caring for young Prince, the young heir to the throne. But behind her composed exterior lay a storm. Her marriage had fallen apart. Her husband had deserted the family. Mary Ann had taken on the burden of raising their 6 children, alone, jobless, and slowly unraveling. The neighbors didn't suspect much. Mary Ann was quiet, but she seemed devoted to her children. No one knew how deeply isolated she felt, or how her mind had begun to fracture under the pressure of her circumstances. As the weeks passed, something changed. Mary Ann became withdrawn. She stopped speaking to neighbors, avoided visitors, and was often seen pacing her garden at night. Then, on one horrifying night in June 1854, Mary Ann snapped. In the dead of night, while her children lay asleep in their beds, she took a razor blade and began a methodical, unthinkable act. She slit each of their throats, one by one. It wasn't until the next morning that the truth came to light. A neighbor, growing concerned after seeing no movement from the house, called for help. What rescuers found inside was beyond comprehension: 6 small bodies, their beds soaked in blood. Mary Ann lay nearby, barely alive, her own throat slashed, but not deep enough to kill her. She was rushed to a hospital, where doctors managed to save her life. And once she regained consciousness, the questions began. Why would a mother do this? What could possess someone once trusted by the Queen to slaughter her own flesh and blood? Mary Ann Brough offered no clear answers. At her trial, she claimed she had gone mad. Temporary insanity, her lawyer argued. She had been driven to the brink by abandonment, poverty, and despair. And perhaps, something darker. Rumors began to swirl. Was it postpartum psychosis? A spiritual crisis? Or something even more sinister? Some speculated she had suffered a complete mental break due to her fall from grace, from the luxurious palace life to the cold walls of a lonely cottage. But there was another layer to the story that sent shivers down spines. Mary Ann wasn't just any woman. She had served as a wet nurse to the Queen's own child. And in Victorian England, that meant more than just feeding a baby. Wet nurses were chosen carefully, and often developed bonds with royal children. They lived within palace walls, were bound by royal secrecy, and were trusted as surrogate mothers. So when it was revealed that a former royal caregiver had murdered her entire family, the scandal exploded. Newspapers speculated wildly. Was this the Queen's failure? Had Mary Ann been dismissed unjustly and left to rot? Had she been exposed to royal secrets that poisoned her mind? Even the Queen, known for her stoicism, was said to be haunted by the news. The very thought that someone who once held the future King of England in her arms could become a killer shook the monarchy to its core. The courtroom was packed when Mary Ann Brough stood trial. Spectators couldn't look away. A mother, wrapped in black mourning cloth, sat emotionless as the charges were read. 6 counts of murder. 6 small coffins. 1 surviving mother. The prosecution argued for execution. The defense pleaded insanity. And then came the verdict: not guilty by reason of insanity. Mary Ann would not hang. Instead, she was sent to Broadmoor Criminal Lunatic Asylum, where she lived out the rest of her life, locked away from the world, but not from her memories. Was it justice? Or did she escape it? Mary Ann Brough died in the asylum years later, her name barely remembered in the public consciousness. Her children's graves, however, remain a silent testament to the horror of that night. To this day, her case raises haunting questions. Was Mary Ann a victim of mental illness, broken by a system that discarded women like her? Or was she something far more terrifying, a calculating killer hiding behind the veil of madness? And how did the Queen truly feel, knowing that someone once so close to her family committed such a heinous crime? We may never know. But what we do know is this: behind every face lies a story. And in the shadows of history, Mary Ann Brough's story remains one of the darkest. What do you think? Was Mary Ann Brough truly insane, or did she use the madness defense to avoid the gallows? Drop your theories in the comments below, and if you found this story chilling, hit the like button and subscribe to Veil of Mystery for more true crime cases that history tried to forget.